We have before us the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order.
This crusade, this war on terrorism, is going to take a while.
We came, we saw, he died.
We tortured some folks.
You have the love of humanity in your hearts. You don't hate, only the unloved hate. The unloved and the unnatural. Soldiers, don't fight for slavery, fight for liberty.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Dave versus Goliath. It's episode 6. Can't believe we've made it this far, but we have. And I'm back once again with my main man, Dan. What's happening, dog?
What's up, my dude?
Dude, chilling out, man. Feeling pretty good. The weather is changing. Getting to spend some time outside despite the mandates and mask laws and things like this. Trying to get it in, man. Enjoying life. How are you?
I'm good too, man. Thanks.
Good, man.
I'm getting out there as well too, breathing all that pollen.
Yeah, get it in. It's good for you.
My black car is yellow. You know how it goes.
Yeah, man, absolutely. I gotta watch that stuff. Yeah, with the allergies, the seasonal allergies, bro. But enough of the niceties. We're in hell. We're heading towards hell in a handbasket, Alex Jones style, 2030 plan. The globalists have taken control. Chacom.
Yeah,
they're coming to get us, dog. Nah, man, but seriously, I sent you this article the other day, and I thought it was just amazing, revealing, and non-satirical, which was the crazy part about it. It was the from Forbes.com, an article entitled, "Welcome to 2030. I own nothing, have no privacy, and life has never been better." So, dude, I thought we could maybe pick that apart. Just based on the headline alone, I gotta ask you, I know that America has perhaps went too far down the consumer culture path, but do you or do you not like to own things and stuff?
While I don't own a lot of things, yeah, I like the things that I own. Right. You know, I'm not sure who could read this besides someone with a severely uneducated mind and think that made any sense.
Again, Forbes.com. Wow.
And what's the significance of it being in Forbes?
I mean, the people who read that have money, unlike me and you. Those guys have it and are like, you know what would be sweet if I fucking didn't have any of this money? What?
Right.
I can't, it's so many parts of it are crazy.
Or any things. It's talking about, you don't need that spaghetti maker or that KitchenAid kitchen appliance. You can just ask for one and rent one. Based on anything you've ever heard about communism, can you imagine a request for a spaghetti maker being sent to your house?
Right.
If you
I'm planning dinner tonight.
If you did get that ancient busted ass, crusty ass spaghetti maker sent to your home, it would be 3 months too late if you even got it at all.
Amazing.
And who's going to get it to you if you're not paying for it?
The U.S. Post Office, who's spying on your ass too.
Yeah.
Can I have the spaghetti maker? Can I set it up for you? No, motherfucker, get out. Yeah, man. Yeah. No, this article goes on. Yeah. In addition to the spaghetti maker, you don't own your house,
living room.
Your whole living room. You
right.
just live there when you need it. So I guess everybody needs their 8 hours. So you'd get maybe 8 hours in the place and then peace out. So let me just go through a little bit of it. Here we go. Welcome to the year 2030. Welcome to my city, or should I say our city. I don't own anything. I don't own a car. I don't own a house. I don't own appliances or any clothes. It might seem odd to you, but it makes perfect sense for us in this city. Everything you considered a product has now become a service. We have access to transportation, accommodation, food, and all the things we need in our daily lives. One by one, all these things became free. So it ended up not making sense for us to own much. So let's pause, man. Damn. After all the things became free. So
Well-
that was okay, go ahead.
What? Yeah, what's the contradiction in that? It's like we're heading toward that spot where everything's going to become free, but it's telling right there that once we give you all this free stuff, you'll have nothing. Right? I mean, isn't that?
Which, dude, I think, again, this comes from if you view the world from a perspective of positive rights, right? So you can't have freedom until every single thing has been provided for you, right? There's no liberty if somebody doesn't prepare your meals, give you your house, clothing, appliances, right? Like you can't
So
be
they're-
truly free until then.
But so they're convoluting freedom and security.
Oh, totally.
I believe.
I think they think that they can have it all. Like you can have total security and total freedom that way. I think that's what they would tell you the goal is.
They'll give you 7 brown government issue uniforms to wear, one for every day of the week. 'Cause
Right.
You don't have clothes. Yeah.
Yeah. And don't offend anybody with the color choices. That's why we just go with Soviet gray.
Right. Well, there'll be no colors. We got to be economical with the production of these clothes.
Right.
You know,
Right.
top-down planning. We're going to make whatever the cheapest color is. Everybody will have the same
Sure.
shitty brown shoes.
That's what we need. We need more central planning. We need somebody to tell us exactly how many toothbrushes need to be made, exactly how many pairs of pants. The department of shoes needs to be established so that we can provide all
Right.
these things, right?
And everything's got to be fair, too, because you want to make dinner that night. So, yeah, they make it sound like you call them up and ask for that blender. And then the response will, you don't need that blender.
Right. Like it's a
Your neighbor doesn't have
bicycle
a
you
blender.
return, like the city bike, bleep, but you're
Yeah.
like, right? That's my debit card. Like, you return my house later.
And I see those things trashed on the side of the road all over the city.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And that entire article is tied completely into the green agenda. It's brought up over and over and over all the way down. Clean air
Absolutely.
here, green grass there.
By the way, if I didn't mention that at the beginning, this is the author of this article is a contributor to the World Economic Forum. That's Klaus Schwab.
I think one lesson which we take out of this crisis is this notion of mutual interdependence. Because even as individuals, we had to take care not to infect someone else and not to be infected. And the same we have to apply now on a global level. As long as not everybody is vaccinated, nobody will be safe.
We must make sure everyone is inoculated. No one will be safe. Ugh.
The only encouraging part of that article I thought was where they were talking about how he felt bad for the people who didn't go along with the program in the city and they were reduced to living in isolated 19th century homes on the
Right.
outskirts of town. I was like, well, that's
Right.
where I'll
That's
be.
me. That's me. Right. Are you manufacturing me right now? You motherfuckers. First, communication became digitized and free to everyone. Then, when clean energy became free, things started to move quickly. Transportation dropped dramatically in price. It made no sense for us to own cars anymore because we could call a driverless vehicle or a flying car for longer journeys within minutes. We started transporting ourselves in a much more organized and coordinated way when public transport became easier, quicker, and more convenient than the car. Now I can hardly believe that we accepted congestion and traffic jams, not to mention the air pollution from combustion engines. What were we thinking? So, dude, I gotta say, right off the bat, what I love about this is that they either believe or would have you believe that that the government or whoever is providing these services, whoever has seized the means of production by this point, is going to provide all these things that the market can't provide. Like, once we provide you with clean energy, clean cars, flying houses, you know what I mean? Then, wait till you see.
And insinuating that it's going to work.
Right. Amazing. Like, if we could just get this pesky Constitution out of the way, the sovereignty of nations out of the way, we could really do some good for the world.
And it's such a lame attempt to try to lure you into that program, too, because it's like, hey, you don't like traffic, do you?
Right. Let me ask you a
nobody
question.
likes traffic.
Would you avoid traffic if you had a flying car? I think that you would. You'd just go right around them. And it would run on water.
Yeah.
Amazing, dude. Amazing.
Wouldn't it be better to have this thing that doesn't exist yet? Sure would.
Yep. Guess who can provide that?
Oh, dude, get to the part about the privacy, please.
Let's do it. Sometimes I use my bike when I go see some of my friends. I enjoy the exercise and the ride. It kind of gets the soul to come along on the journey. Oh my goodness.
Oh, we still get to ride bikes? I'm in.
Yeah, that's pleasurable. Funny how some things never seem to lose their excitement. Walking, biking, cooking, drawing, and growing plants. It makes perfect sense and reminds us how our culture emerged out of close relationships with nature. Now go inside and hide, motherfucker!
Have you ever grown a plant?
Right. Have you
It's so exciting, dude.
Right. Watch that, Oh my God. These guys are going to bring you closer to nature. Eat my ass. Oh my God. All right. In our city, we don't pay rent because someone else is using our free space whenever we do not need it. My living room is used for business meetings when I'm not there. Once in a while, I'll choose to cook for myself. It's easy. The necessary kitchen equipment is delivered at my door within minutes.
That's my favorite part.
Since transport became free, we stopped having all those things stuffed into our home. Why keep a pasta maker and a crepe cooker crammed into our cupboards? We can just order them when we need them. Beep!
Right.
Boom, poof, it appears. Oh my goodness. All right, I'm continuing on because this is just fantastic.
Yeah.
This also made the breakthrough of circular economy easier. When products are turned into services, no one has an interest in things with short lifespans. Everything is designed for durability, repairability, and recyclability. The materials are flowing more quickly in our economy and can be transformed to new products pretty easily. Environmental problems seem far away since we only use clean energy and clean production methods. The air is clean, the water is clean, and nobody would dare touch the protected areas of nature because they constitute such value to our well-being. In the cities, we have plenty of green space and plants and trees all over. I do not understand why in the past we filled up all free spots in the city with concrete. Dude, this guy is either a world-class bullshit artist or just a pure ingrate of epic proportion. Why did we have to put all this concrete in New York, man? Yeah. Fuck you, asshole, so that people could do business for the past, 150 years at least. I don't know. Right?
A little bit of both. And if it comes down to that, I bet you wouldn't dare touch any natural spots.
Right.
What's going to happen to you then?
Oh my goodness. Right. Who could make by the way, who could make the roads if not for the government? Which though, pre-income tax, pre-Federal Reserve, pre-1913, we had roads, we had universities, we had beautiful parks, trains, we were working on the planes, working on all this stuff. And then you had to get an income tax and a Federal Reserve system to siphon off all your wealth and energy and resources. So we really shat the bed on that one. Next episode.
Right.
Oh, man. But that's where they want to go, man. That's where they want to go and romanticize it. I love how you can just spin yarns about science fiction and go, doesn't that sound great? Like from the World Economic Forum, from Forbes.com. What's the meaning of this?
who also wants to control all of agriculture and everything around the world. Right. So again, you want that spaghetti maker.
Right.
You don't get to decide if you got the wheat or not, though, and the eggs or whatever else you need to make the pasta. That's not up to you.
Nope. You're going to call up, be like, can I borrow that pasta maker? It's not pasta night. I just can't understand how people wouldn't want, heirlooms, family heirlooms. Imagine not having stuff like that. You know what I mean? It would take away your humanity. They don't even mention that, grow a plant, connect yourself to nature. Like, what?
Yeah.
How about start a photo album and, a scrapbook or something?
Yeah, grow a plant and then they'll take it.
My plant.
We need that plant.
Yeah, we need that.
I was listening to a Michael Malice podcast with a defector from North Korea. I forget the woman's name, but it was incredible. And they come and take your shit.
Yeah.
They take everything because they need it for the fertilizer. You will be sent to a prison camp.
Oh, they take your shit, your poop?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you have to save it. And if you don't, then it's off to the, gulag.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, they come around and take it. So you can't even have your own shit.
That is a whole other level of intrusive.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, man. We have to I know I bitch a lot, America, but we got it made here, baby. We got to preserve this. That's why we're doing it, man. I don't want the groomer of the stool coming to get my poop, checking that out. Right. Maybe not this generation, but, how far off are we? Dude, Canada, man. Have you seen what those assholes are going through?
Ontario, yeah.
Oh, my God. Dude, I remember before this COVID madness, people would make the argument, mainly from the left, but if somebody would say, "Oh, America's the freest country in the world, number one," it's like you could go look up there was the freedom index, and it would be like, well, Canada's really where it's at, and their healthcare system ain't too bad, and people got guns and wide open spaces and fresh air and all this shit.
All the hippies used to say, I don't know, Vancouver looks pretty good.
Right. Justin Trudeau and their people running the show over there are just the most tyrannical bunch of polite people. It's incredible. They're in the Australia, any crown country, man. UK looks like shit right now. European countries look like shit. Australia, Canada, you guys are all fucking up. That's what I'm saying. Even in the libertarian circles and stuff, man, I hear you, fuck the Constitution. The Constitution didn't do shit. It's like, well, it might have done some shit. If at the very least, maybe it's like keeping us a few decades apart from these shithole countries. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Are the Canadians, I haven't heard anything if the citizens are politely fighting that,
I think they are, like, on pretty much the scale that we are, though. Like, no mass uprising. But, dude, I mean, the mass uprisings were in 2019. The yellow vests. China, remember? That shit was erupting. Mm-hmm. People were doing kung fu kicks in the street, kicking over cops in China. It did not take long to drop the hammer of COVID-19 down and just... Man, that's the way it looks to me, man. That France, those guys were in the streets. America, man, just seems to kind of just be pretty lackadaisical with their freedom. Maybe it's still too good here, But I was noticing in years past, before all this madness started, France, China, Hong Kong. Remember the Hong Kong protest, dude?
Yeah.
And then, that ended in a day. Off the streets. Global lockdown.
Ooh.
Yeah, bro. How about that word, man? Lockdown. That's for prisoners. We're on lockdown. It's so weird.
It's a weird one because you'll lock yourself down. I mean, that's what people did for the whole last year. I'm on lockdown.
Right.
I'm locking down. I'm participating in the lockdown.
Oh, I still hate it. I really don't.
Weird.
How's
it's a new thing now. It's a new option now.
And dude, we've talked about it before. I mean, this article right here, this is appealing to the people who are I think, we've talked about how some people are like, yeah, I'll wear my mask. I like this. I like this way. I've heard people, dude, come into my shop. You know what? I've liked that the traffic's been, less, and it's not as congested in the morning, right? Like this article, you hate congestion, don't you? Right? They're gonna tie it. They're gonna tie, dude. We went through the exercise, the global exercise lockdown. Next time they do that, people will do like you've been taught. Shelter in place. We'll hear that kind of stuff, and everybody will know what to do. They'll bust out the 6 masks they've had in their reserve pocket.
Yep.
Just in case. Toilet paper is fully stocked. Not going to make that mistake again.
Man. Yeah, people will do it all by themselves. They advocate for the lockdowns, and I saw an article on CNN that was saying that the heroes of 2021 are what they're calling vaccine hunters. Did you see this?
No.
Giving props to people who hunt vaccine locations and opening appointments and sign other people up for them to save them. They're called vaccine hunters. These people have dedicated themselves to helping their friends, families, neighbors, co-workers, just signing them up. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. People find meaning in this weird shit.
Holy shit.
And then the media praises them for it.
Dude.
So then they do it more.
I saw on I always follow the Department of Health and Human Services page because they are some of the wickedest propagandists. They use our tax dollars to do the propaganda. And they're just particularly despicable people. And it's all, they use the NPC memes and stuff like that. But they said, and I'm paraphrasing today, and this was in my state, but they were basically like, the president realized that perhaps the government isn't the mouthpiece to tell people to go get vaccinated. So what he's going to do is work with community partnerships and some nonprofits and things, which the public-private partnership that's fascism. That's what that means. And that's the Edward Bernays public relations brush over what that it really, really means. So we realized that if the president's going mask up, it doesn't work as well as if you basically, like what you were talking about, set up these kind of neighborhood things to it's narc culture, man, Karen culture.
I think they're realizing that they have to go in that direction too, because I've been seeing lately in the news that I think they've realized that they've hit that wall now with the people who really wanted to get vaccinated, got vaccinated, and maybe a lot more people than they thought don't. They're talking about the excess in vaccines and how they're going to keep pushing it because now we're overloaded and there's all these open appointments and what's happening? Why aren't people getting these? And it's like, well, you got the people for the 2 that really wanted it right away. Yeah. They were cutting each other in line, shit was getting real for a while. And now there's millions of these things out there and all these open appointments. And they're like, what are we going to do about this? What are we going to do about this problem?
The scarcity line isn't really working now. We can't, they were running with that for a while. Like, get it while you can because we only got a little bit. So,
yeah, it's like a 24-hour sale. That's why it works. You have to have a time limit,
but you must call now.
Right. Call in the next 20 minutes. But now it's not a good look when you have 50 million vials sitting around in a warehouse.
Yep. And you know what? They're not going to want to waste those things either, but there is shelf life. You know what I'm saying? Discount. Y'all want a discount vaccine? Fuck, man.
Businesses are offering credits if you get it.
Yep. Wawa right in town, dude. $75
That's what
bonus.
I saw. $75.
Yep. You're dead to me. Wawa. Your coffee blows. Your sandwiches suck. And I'm not telling anybody to get a job there. Yeah, $150 sign-on bonus and $75 incentive, they call it. They're not making people get vaccinated yet. It says it right below that. We're not mandating it, but if you do it, here's 75 smackers for you. Incentives for vaccination. And it's $75? You little bitch. Here you go. It's a 20 on the counter. Get the fuck out.
Right.
$75. My dad asked me, my whole family's been vaccinated. I'm the only one. They disinvited me from every future holiday. No longer invited. Fucked. I'm just kidding. My family's great. But yeah, everybody except me.
You're kidding.
Yeah, I can't imagine though. My dad asked me, "Would you do it for $1,000?" I'm like, no. He couldn't believe it. 5,000, Dad? No. Oh, he was getting pissed because he knows how broke I. Yeah, son, if I say 25,000, you better take that goddamn vaccine. Yeah. No, thank you. Y'all can keep it.
Oh, that Forbes article too. Towards the end, when they talk about it's the same thing they did with the traffic. I don't know if you were going to get to that or not, but it was another part like that that made me laugh, where they throw one more little tidbit out there just to, like, dude, you got to read it. I forget what it says. Something about like, sometimes it bothers me that they know everything about me and I have no privacy, but it's all worth it in the end,
Shopping? I can't really remember what that is. For most of us, it has been turned into choosing things to use. Sometimes I find this fun, and sometimes I just want the algorithm to do it for me. It knows my taste better than I do by now. Fuck you. Oh, Jesus Christ. When AI and robots took over so much of our work, we suddenly had time to eat well, sleep well, and spend time with other people. The concept of rush hour makes no sense anymore, since the work that we do can be done at any time. I don't really know if I would call it work anymore. It's more like thinking time, creation time, and development time. Oh, work is a thing of the past, ladies and gentlemen. There's no dirty jobs anymore. Nobody has to step in the shit. We're all influencers. We all are artists. And it's all awesome. That is just so pervasive to like somebody who's young, who looks out in the world and goes, the world looks shitty.
To belittle the value of work.
Right. Like, stay away from that. We don't want to do that. This whole thing's been built for us. Let's take it. Let's spend it. Let's use it.
That's what they do. That's why they're paying people not to work now. They've been doing it for a year.
Right. Getting them used to that. Absolutely. Yeah. Productive.
You don't want to go back to it. Sure. And you don't need to go back to that nasty job.
No. Because there's traffic and congestion and pollution, and you don't deserve that. For a while, everything was turned into entertainment, and people did not want to bother themselves with difficult issues. It was only at the last minute we found out how to use all these new technologies for better purposes than just killing time. My biggest concern is all the people who do not live in our city. Ooh, here it goes. They're talking about me and you, dude. My biggest concern is all the people who do not live in our city. Those we lost on the way. Those who decided that it became too much, all this technology. Those who felt obsolete and useless when robots and AI took over big parts of our jobs. Those who got upset with the political system and turned against it. They live a different kind of life outside of the city. Some have formed little self-supplying communities. Others just stayed in the empty and abandoned houses in small 19th century villages. Holy shit.
Like how they blame it. I like how they blame it on the technology too. Like describing if you don't want to be part of the communist totalitarian utopia, that, hey bro, what's your problem with technology? It's like, man, I didn't say anything about the technology.
Right.
Right.
You said that.
Yeah.
Right. They turned against the government. It's like, what, you just brushed right over that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they turned against the politicians. Isn't that weird? We continue. Once in a while, I get annoyed about the fact that I have no real privacy. Well, now you're getting there, bro. All right, let's see. What else? Nowhere I can go and not be registered. I know that somewhere everything I do, think, and dream of is recorded. I just hope that nobody will use it against me. That's the end of that paragraph. Hope not.
And that's
next thing.
That's it right there. Listen, I think that's the crux of the whole thing, because that's where all the control comes from. When all this vaccine passport hype was going on the last couple of weeks, I looked into that Chinese social credit system a little bit more, because that's what everybody was comparing it to. You know, that's the worst case scenario. And that shit is crazy.
Yeah, dog.
And it's going on right now.
Right.
And everything you do is tracked. Everything. And It's available to everyone. It's online. It's available in all public spaces, theaters, mass transit, subways, restaurants, everything. And it's some Black Mirror type shit.
Do people get to share in it? Is it like social?
Oh, sure.
So you
Absolutely.
rat your people out.
It's Black Mirror type shit. If you go make a reservation at a restaurant and you don't show up without canceling, bink, they can ding you for it, right? So the whole thing is divided into a whitelist section and a blacklist section.
Right. Wow.
So if you're not on the whitelist, you can't do certain things, and then you're blacklisted. And it comes down to, you can get dinged for playing your music too loud, jaywalking, eating on the subway, and of course, speaking out against government policy on social media and things like this. What I thought was hilarious.
I like how they just put that in the list. Like, along
it was
with
at the end, too.
jaywalking, right? Also, if you do this, we're going to kick your door in, fucking crush your skull.
It was at the bottom. But here's the good news, dude. You can, if you're on the blacklist, you can redeem yourself back to the whitelist by doing things like signing up for particular community service or praising government policy on social media. So if you do that enough times, you can climb your way back up onto the whitelist.
Oh my God.
So the article I was reading was I guess from this website called The Conversation, which I never heard of before, but it's being pumped up there because it was top of Google first page. Okay. So it goes through that whole list of things, right? And then they said, whoa. Before you judge it, we went to China and we interviewed 100 people and asked them what they thought about the social credit system. And they
all gave it thumbs up.
They all gave it thumbs up. So I was like, bro, you just told me how they could ruin your life for speaking out against the government. Then you go there and you stick a microphone in people's faces on the street.
Right.
And they're like, it's great.
Checks out.
Yeah.
Oh my God, bro. Mm-hmm. Listen, if people don't understand yet, it's all you can. Dave, is everything a conspiracy? Yes, it fucking is. The 2030 plan is the UN plan, is the China model. So everything we're talking about right now, World Economic Forum, Bill and Melinda Gates, China social credit, this is the model. Joe Biden is cool with it, man. We are in the collapse of the empire here. It's already been sold out and gutted. The collapse is not an event, though. It's a process. So this is going to take a while. You're going to have these faux leaders up there with their fucking masks on, with their barbed wire fences around their castles until this is all said and done. And they're going to give you a 180 story the whole time. Well, to ward against any potential tyranny, we're going to have to keep these barbed wire fences and around our castles, and we can't have democracy. We can't get together. We got to stay within 6 feet. Everybody go back home. They're going to do this until it's done.
Oh my God, the fences and the masks on these politicians too, even after that they've all been vaccinated or immune, and they wear the mask so that you wear the mask so that you look like them, and it's all on the same team.
Even the Republicans, man, can't, they were standing strong. Some of them for a while, Rand Paul, Jim Jordan were like not wearing masks. So they were like, fuck you guys. Ted Cruz too, not wearing masks because I'm vaccinated. So you can back up if you want. But now they started handing out, like, I don't know what the fine is, but it's very expensive if they go on the House floor and speak without one. This show, man, it's just, I saw a picture of Kamala Harris wearing her mask, looking out the window of her private jet. Like, just stop fucking, I'm not 5. You know what I mean? Who looks at that and is just like, yeah. As if she didn't just go, all right, get me from my fucking, and take that thing off and fucking wipe her ass with it. It's right. I can't believe people buy it, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, I really can't.
Did you see that clip that was leaked from that LA City Council meeting where the woman was like, everybody, the cameras are about to go put your masks on and socially distance when the cameras are on, please. Everybody did their little shit, separated. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, LA's the worst right now, too. Oh, dude, did you hear the good news about California, though? It looks like Gavin Newsom might be replaced with Caitlyn Jenner.
Is she running?
Yerp.
Yeah, baby. That's great. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? It's better. Get her in there. Dude, real quick, I just because this is in my brain from the other day. Pat Tillman. Do you know who Pat Tillman is?
I do not.
All right. Pat Tillman was a professional football player in the early 2000s. I don't follow sports. I can't remember the team he was playing for. But had a career for himself, had a lot of money. 9/11 happened, and in the wake of that, he signed up to go fight, and they sent him to Afghanistan. This guy could have been president, bro. Fucking jawline like He-Man. You know what I mean? He looked like G.I. Joe. And chose, fucking breaks my heart, dude. Chose to go do that instead of all the money, power, respect, all that shit. No, let me go do this. If my country is under attack and my government tells me it's under attack, I'm going to go do the thing. He died in Afghanistan. I don't want to misrepresent the story, but they lied about the circumstances in which he died. Like it was, they call it friendly fire, meaning that it came from their people. So that to me, dude, stinks of a cover-up. I recommend everybody Google Pat Tillman, 9/11 truth. Do it on DuckDuckGo if that's better for you. But talk about lost potential. Like think about the loss, the forever gone loss of like real men that could be here, being paramedics or good cops or building bridges or using their brain for something or not murdering people overseas and getting PTSD and begging for some weed when they come back only to be put on a terrorist watch list. You know what I'm saying? But Pat Tillman, dude, went and did the thing, got killed by his own people, man, and they lied about it and we're still there. This was like 2002, man. And every year, I see his face pop up in the memes and I just I think he signifies a lot. Like, just think about what we've lost in treasure and blood and men and soul and all of it. And, think about that, man. Everybody out there, think about that.
And it's still not enough for him, too. Yeah, think about all those individuals. And now, I don't know what they're trying to pull with this September 11th withdrawal. That deal they negotiated with the Taliban was May 1st. They agreed, we agreed, May 1st. So now they're pushing it back to September, and it's on them, dude.
Dude, I think that they picked that date.
If it's one more person that gets killed, it's on them.
Right. Yeah, when is it? What needs to be done that hasn't been done, and why wasn't it already? Why wasn't it done in 2000? Scott Horton, man, I think he said there was 400 and some Al-Qaeda members in Afghanistan.
When it started?
When it started.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's 20 years later. So at the end of the day, dude, I think that the Biden administration knows that if we're approaching the 20-year anniversary, like the zeitgeist, our collective American attention you won't be able to stop it from going, wait a second. Like, I'm thinking about it all the time. We talk about the shit all the time and the effects of it all the time. Most people don't think about 9/11 often or the effects of it. We're still in that ripple. We're still in that alternate timeline, man, from 9/11, if people don't know that. But, yeah, I think that's really what it boils down to is like, ooh, if we don't get out of there by then, people are going to really maybe be in an uproar.
But the date that he picked is just so absurd.
Yeah.
Like what kind of dumbed down psyche would believe that a war was started on September 11th and ended on September 11th, exactly 20 years later, other than a manufactured war?
Right? Like Ron Paul said, you marched in, you march out.
March out.
How could we get out, though? Wouldn't that be irresponsible? That's what they would say. In 2008, you marched in, march out. But, man, they got those long-term goals, like Wesley Clark said.
So I came back to see him a few weeks later, and by that time we were bombing in Afghanistan. I said, are we still going to war with Iraq? And he said, oh, it's worse than that. He said, he reached over on his desk, he picked up a piece of paper, and he said, I just got this down from upstairs, meaning the Secretary of Defense's office today, and he said, this is a memo that describes how we're going to take out 7 countries in 5 years, starting with Iraq and then Syria, Lebanon, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, and finishing off Iran. I said, is it classified? He said, yes, sir.
So maybe they'll wind down, man. I hope so. I mean, that would be great. I don't give him a show, give him a parade, whatever he wants. Just, do it. But I do find that, ridiculous and just patronizing.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Dude, how's your Facebook drama going?
Dude, I've spent 4 out of the past 5 months banned off that god-awful platform, man. But here's the good news. Dude, I don't even really fucking miss it. And I gotta be honest. Actually, this is a good... Dude, I gotta tell you. I've been on Twitter since the beginning of this year. Or I should say, I signed up in 2016. I think I sent my first tweet out in 2018. And then erased them subsequently this year because I just didn't understand it. So yeah, I've been active on Twitter since the beginning of this year. And dude, I gotta say, all social media platforms are not created equal. If you have a Facebook account, I know that you don't do social media, but Facebook consists of everybody that you've ever met at any job you've ever had, any acquaintance, any friend, every single person in your family, anybody you remember from junior high or college is all on your Facebook that you feel like keeping up with, right? So for someone like me who needs to do this, like that's the wrong platform. So for years, bro, I'm on Facebook going, guys, the end is near, fucking 9/11 truth and dirt, whatever, all this shit. And, I guess you can meet some people. I met Michael Heiss on Facebook and, in recent years, I started taking on people that I don't know in real life, like libertarians, just, all right, come on board, let's get together. But that's kind of where the shift happened, though, dude, because on Twitter, I only follow the people that I'm interested in. There's barely any friends from real life on Twitter. These are just people that I enjoy their content or that I need to see, maybe politicians. I need to see what they're talking about. So it's like very focused for me. And so I'm getting the content that I want. Hopefully I'm like in a community of people that are enjoying what we're doing. And, dude, it's just so much better. And I'm hovering around 1,000 follows, bro. These aren't even, that's not my friends. And these are just people who, either enjoy the memes or the podcast or both. And
So I'm wondering because of that, though, because they obviously do some censoring on that as well. If there's just a different means to that, like perhaps they don't just run algorithms to pick up certain words. Maybe it's on reported, like people flagging other people or something like that. Right. I'm not sure because just recently I was wondering that because you saw that James O'Keefe from Project Veritas got banned off of Twitter for the Veritas stuff. But then LeBron James doxes with 50 million Twitter followers, doxes the police officer in Columbus, Ohio. And he has since taken that down, but he took it down, Right. So Twitter allowed that.
Yep.
So there's got to be some kind of shenanigans going on.
Yeah, man, that's some backdoor shit. Again, like he's part of the corporation. He's part of the cathedral, right? He's one of their spokesmen. He sells Sprite. You can't trust any motherfucker who sells cola, ever. Mm-hmm. If you're going to do that to kids, Michael Jordan used to do it. You know what I mean? Think about that. You got to destroy your idols, ladies and gentlemen, because these people don't care about you. LeBron James doesn't care about kids. If he did, he wouldn't sell them that shit. Can you imagine, dude? And like, part of me is like, well, it's capitalism, you got to make money. It's like, but he has millions of dollars.
I think $1 billion.
$1 billion. He's got, right. And I'm sure most of that is soda pop money. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Sneakers and whatever
Shit
else.
that I'm sure he doesn't even drink.
Right. You
can't be the elitist of elite athletes and drink soda. Fucking
Big Macs. Fuck that.
Right.
That's disgusting, bro, when they do that. Peddling this shit to the kids. It's just I'm not surprised because James O'Keefe does what the press is supposed to do. And it's weird that it seems foreign these days. It's so unique. It's like, wait, you can't just take what somebody said on video and just upload that. That guy, say what you want, man, but there's not a whole lot of wiggle room for, calling him out on being anything other than legitimate.
Yeah, he's digging.
Uncut video. And it's a shame we had to get to that point where you have to go undercover to get somebody, it's like, I love it, dude. Just to a certain degree, it's kind of funny. It's like James O'Keefe proved that CNN's full of shit. It's like, we all know CNN's full of shit, but you have to catch them saying something to make it legitimate.
Right.
And even when you do it, they're like, get this guy out of here, Throw him, black bag him, put him in the back of the van.
He seems to be doing the damn thing, though, and he's been winning in court.
Yeah,
on
he
these
has.
types of issues, too.
They put him on a he couldn't buy a gun when he went into the gun store. The feds put him on a list, and he sued them right off the bat, and he won it. He got his gun. I'm like, good for you, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can get away with it.
Yeah, they're censoring weird shit. We had talked before about, maybe podcasting being one of the last kind of safe places to do it, but it doesn't even seem like that anymore. I mean, I know this was a couple weeks ago now. I'm sure you heard, but like 40 episodes of Joe Rogan's podcast taken down.
Did Spotify do that?
Spotify did it.
Yeah. See?
Yeah.
Nothing's free at 400 million. Is that what he got?
Right.
400 million, something like that? I don't know. It was something ridiculous.
$400 or $500 million. Yeah.
So what are you going to do? He signed probably a big fatty contract there. I bet you that everything. He's probably just going to do it. Though I got to say, I haven't turned on. That's the kind of podcast listener I am, man. If you don't make it really easy, there's so much stuff out there. I'm going to turn on Spotify so I can go listen to Dave Smith on his podcast. He just showed up on that. Why? You had everything. You could do it all yourself without fear of reprisal. Be on YouTube.
Yeah.
How do you say no to 400 million though? Damn.
I know, right?
That's a lot.
But I wonder if he's got, wonder if they've got a blacklist for him, or if he's going to try to do whatever he wants and then they take it down. I don't know. But it's all the ones he knew it was going to be. It's Alex Jones, and Milo Yiannopoulos, Sargon of Akkad.
This is the only reason I would turn on Joe Rogan's podcast, is if Alex Jones is on or Tim Dillon.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At this point, I'm grateful for what he did, opening it up and the space, and being the pioneer, being the male Oprah. But yeah, man, there's just so much other good stuff that's right there.
Yeah.
And we're getting in there, bro. Forcing our way in. That's how you do it.
That's right, boys.
Which, by the way, dude, I'm going to be a guest on Josh Smith's podcast, Break the Cycle, on April 28th. He does his shit live, bro. This is a good man, Josh.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, dude. And he's got a nice looking show, man. He's got all his graphics popping up. Got to give a shout out to my boy Top Lobster, who does all his graphics. He's amazing. He's part of this libertarian Twitter sphere that's just been nice to me. Like, sharing stuff. This guy makes t-shirts, and he's sharing my t-shirt designs, man. It's very Joe Rogan in that, hey, there's room for everybody, man. Come on in. Let's help each other out. So yeah, it's just been great, man. I think I got 10 or 12 days left on the old Facebook ban, and then I'm going to use that for what it's intended for, man. I'm going to say hi to my old friends from elementary school. I'm going to show them what I ate for lunch. I'm going to go post up on my business page, and I'm going to just leave the other stuff be. That's the balance.
Dude, I've heard it before. I appreciate how you keep trying, man. It's like a woke leftist video game that you keep dying on, but they keep giving you continues,
Yeah, I don't want to lose it. I want to stay there. I want to keep in contact with, all these people. I'm on a mission right now. So that's how you got to do it. That's the yin and the yang, man. Okay. I think that's got to be the balance, so that I just got to ignore the threads with the Karens and
so hard.
The vaccine stuff when people are just the masks. I hate them so much. You know what I mean? Well, dude, as per usual, I really enjoy your company, and I'm grateful for your time. And we'll do it again soon, if that's cool with you.
Absolutely, man.
Guys, before we get out of here, I got to tell you, go to teespring.com. Get yourself a nice hoodie like this. Governors aren't kings. I got lots of great stuff in there. Some cool designs, some Mises Caucus stuff, some vaccine stuff. We got some mugs. We put it up. Subscribe, like on YouTube. Find me on Facebook. I'll be back in a couple weeks. Instagram. all that good stuff, all the podcasting platforms. I appreciate you guys. See you next time on Dave versus Goliath.
Now that the smoke's gone,